In this episode of Your Palm Beach Guide, we welcome Dr. Faryal Farooqi, founder of Stay Young Health and Wellness Institute, for a thoughtful conversation on functional medicine and personalized care. Dr. Farooqi shares how her systems based root cause approach helps patients navigate challenges such as chronic fatigue, brain fog, weight resistance, hormonal imbalance, and inflammatory conditions. Rather than relying on quick fixes, she explains how science driven, individualized care can restore energy, clarity, and long term vitality. This episode explores what it truly means to take an empowered role in your health and how creating the right conditions allows the body to heal as it was designed to. Dr. Faruqi, thank you for being on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
This was something that I've been looking forward to because our calendars finally
I know.
synced. And I was like, we're going to get her in because selfishly, I'm just so excited to talk all
I'm
things
so
about you.
excited. Thank
Oh my
you.
goodness. Well, to
Thank you.
start, please tell everybody just about Stay Young Health and Wellness Institute and really kind of who you are and how you got to this place.
So, I am a board certified internist and I furthered myself and did a longevity and hormone fellowship. So, functional medicine certified. And then really got into aesthetic medicine because I realized the importance of not only feeling great,
Mm.
but also looking great. So I have the privilege of really combining real medicine with kind of the fun stuff, which is the aesthetics and how people look as well.
Right. And I love too that it's a very focused on the patient. I know just
Absolutely.
when it comes to when people come into your practice and they're feeling nervous or overwhelmed, you really have a great way of just kind of
Oh, thank you.
demystifying
Thank
the
you.
stigma of it.
Yeah,
So
our office space is really meant to be like calming. It really feels like a little spa space. And I don't like to say med spa because there are so many med spas that, sometimes they're not following regulations. And we hear a lot of negative things about med spas. So I like to say we're a medical facility
mhm,
with a very calm aura.
it is a very calm
And
aura.
we're in the hospitality business.
Exactly.
It's all about patient experience.
Exactly. So when people talk about functional medicine, what does that really mean?
Functional medicine, another synonym for that would just be root cause
Mm,
medicine. So, internal medicine, how I had been trained for years, is like, okay, you have a disease and then you treat the disease, right? We're treating the disease by controlling the symptoms and the signs of the disease.
mm,
Whereas functional medicine deep dives into root cause. We look at genetics, we look at epigenetics, and we can really tailor to eliminate disease and modify your genetic risk.
mm.
So it just goes a little bit deeper. And it also allows us to really build relationships with patients and really get to know everything
Right.
about a patient.
And do you think that, especially in today's state with just our healthcare and where we're going as a society, are you seeing that with your patients, they really are taking the time to understand their bodies more?
Absolutely. The community is much more educated on now with all these biohacking tools, these data driven tools that people have at home, the
Mm,
Aura, the Whoop,
right.
these sensing devices, we are able to better understand ourselves. So patients come in with a deeper understanding of who they are,
Mm,
their sleep patterns, the way they feel. Yeah, people are much smarter with AI
right.
now.
And I remember we had a conversation, a couple months ago at this rate that you were really focused on and being an educator at heart. Can you
Yes.
just touch on that of what that means? Because
Yes.
most doctors, they're like, I have to see the patient, I have to
Yeah.
get them better, and then move on to the next patient.
Yeah.
So, what does that mean
Well,
to
the
you?
system is not set up appropriately for
Mm,
most doctors, and I've had the privilege of having family support so that they could pay for my education,
yeah,
and like
good.
further myself and really pull away from the traditional corporate model of medicine and spend time with patients. And really, it doesn't matter. It could take hours to get
Mm,
to know a patient. Usually, our first visits are 1 to 2 hours long, and they continue to be that long. So, really deep diving and getting to understand people at the core
mhm.
is our model.
No, I love that. And it really is like you are truly practicing what you preach. So, I love
Thank
that.
you.
And
The
just,
educational standpoint. I'm sorry, I
yes.
totally missed your
No,
question.
that's
So,
okay though.
the teaching I think comes from another passion of mine from medical school. I realized watch one, do one, teach one. Right,
Right.
like you would get better. So, teaching makes me a better doctor.
Mm,
Teaching makes me a better person personally. Also, there's so much I take away to my personal life when I'm educating because you have to practice what you preach,
right.
right? So if I'm teaching something, I want to be that role model. And also, I enjoy it. I enjoy when, people feel like like nobody's ever explained it to me that way.
Right.
And I hear that so often that I'm like, maybe it's the way I explain things. And I kind of have learned myself on how to refine my teaching process. It's fun. And then we, with other providers in the area, we grow together.
Right.
It's all about the patient. So I can put my ego down and learn from another provider that's not a physician, that's a
Mhm.
nurse. It's about creating a community so that we can serve patients at the highest excellence.
Right, exactly. So when people come to see you, typically that first step is just getting in the door and they're feeling foggy or maybe they can't sleep or their fitness level isn't at the peak performance that they're used to. Walk me through the process of, a patient like myself
Mhm.
where I would start
Yeah.
and the process of just getting me on a plan that would not only make sense to me,
Yeah.
but also not leave me feeling like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in this, like, pit of shame,"
Yeah.
and
Yeah, and there is a balance,
Mhm.
right? Like, we all could be healthier. We all could be metabolically better.
Mhm.
Nobody's living in this perfect state of health. So, when people come to you with certain symptoms, they already have their defenses down. People are seeking help. They're vulnerable. Like
Right.
they don't know what to do. There's so much misinformation. And so, when you come in, we sit, we talk. I kind of get to know what the real issues are, what the symptoms are. Sometimes it can be hormonal, sometimes it can be completely not hormonal. People's hormones can be normal, for example, fatigue,
Yeah.
right? Somebody can come in with fatigue. Yes, it could be premenopausal, menopausal symptoms, but I've had patients who've been anemic
Ah,
and we've done iron infusions and their fatigue like that has improved. And I've learned over time that everyone can benefit from peptides because peptides are just small chains of amino acids. And really, peptide stacking can take you to peak performance. So, we usually recommend a combination of peptides to all of our patients.
mm,
But the concerns can lead to different treatment plans.
right.
And we have a 15-page panel of blood work we do. We just coined a biological age map called the
Oh,
Stay Young Biological Age Map. Very exciting.
is this brand new? Are you breaking news on our
Epigenetic.
podcast?
I'm breaking. This is the first place I'm talking about this.
Yes, this is
It's
great.
very
Tell me
exciting.
more.
So it's 610 biomarkers that looks at your genes.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're looking directly at predisposed risk. For example, I'll share my results. I'm very healthy. I have no diseases currently, and I have no real risk factors. I'm very healthy generally. I eat healthy.
Mm,
I'll have little French truffle French fries and a burger here and there
they're
and
so
a
good.
glass of wine. But, for the most part, I'm very, conscious because I speak about these things. So
Right.
when you're constantly in the world of health, you take a lot of it away in your personal life. So, however, my dad's side of the family, we have a lot of pulmonary disease.
Really?
So, epigenetics, what are they? So, epigenetics looks directly at your genes and what your risk factors could be for those genes. So, I don't have disease currently, but my epigenetics show that I am actually aging in generally. I'm 32. I'm actually 38, guys, but I'm
Hey.
32 according to my epigenetics. However, my lungs are aging at an accelerated rate. I'm 42 with my lungs. However, I don't have any pulmonary disease currently. I could run a mile without an issue. I haven't been exposed to any significant environmental
Mm,
toxins. So, but my uncle had pulmonary fibrosis and died from pulmonary fibrosis. And my dad was a smoker a long time ago, maybe some secondhand smoke exposure in the house when everybody kind of used to smoke
yeah.
everywhere. But it says that I have to really focus. So, our test tells us where the risk is for each organ system, which I think is just, there's no test out
I
there
mean,
like
that's
this.
incredible.
So it'll give you your whole body and it will quantify each organ system based on age. And then it will tell you what you need to do to improve that. So for me, we're looking into aerosolized stem cells, IV stem cell infusions to
Mm,
really reverse the cellular age of the pulmonary vasculature, the pulmonary cells. So pulmonary, I mean lungs. So, there's a lot you can actually find out. What if I didn't know about that history?
right.
Now I know I need to pay attention to my lungs.
Right.
So anything, any environmental toxin, even things like fire pits and wood,
Honestly,
right?
you're right, yeah.
These are like simple lifestyle things that we could daily improve on to improve overall health, longevity,
Mhm.
lifespan.
So, when it comes to the patient who really just doesn't feel like themselves, would you say that when they come to see you, that is something that you guys would discuss and say, let's kind of look at what you're trying to achieve and
Yeah.
here are the tools to get there?
Absolutely. And there's so many tools.
Right.
It's not a one size fits all. It's very personalized. And I really love this test because objectively, I can look at blood work, and you know this from your
Hmm.
own medical experience. Doctors will look at blood work. And this is not to shame doctors. This is like a calling. Like, we need to be better.
Right.
We need to do better. A vitamin D of 33 could be normal, but it's not optimal.
Right.
We know that vitamin D is a fat soluble hormone. How many times have I told you that? And
Hmm.
it's a misunderstanding that, okay, I could have normal vitamin D borderline and be fine. There's so many processes that are important for that, from mood to hair to skin to bone health. So I think that this test really helps us take things to the next level,
Mm.
and people can just, a lot of it is knowing, right? If you
Right.
have the information now, you can change the future of your health.
And something else that we touched on just when I was visiting you, it was really focused on the lifestyle aspect of it. So let's transition now and let's talk about the Ozempic rise of everything and all of that, GLP-1s, you name it.
Thank God for them.
Yes. So to tell me, because everybody's like,
Yeah.
there's this huge stigma that's around it. And I'll be honest, like I was one of those people that
Mhm.
was like, y'all are cheating.
I
It doesn't
know.
work. Like, well,
I
it
know.
works, but it works, but you're cheating. And that's how I felt just as like an athlete
It
growing
can
up.
feel that way.
And
Yeah.
you really just kind of stripped away all of that for me. So tell me.
Oh, well, thank
You
you.
did. I'm
I want to hear
serious.
more of your experience.
Oh
I
gosh,
think
it was
this is,
amazing.
thank you. I think, look, if there's anything in medicine, in society, we're going to have some stigma around all of
Mhm.
it, right? Look at the drug industry. In general, I think there's stigma around everything. We have a heroin and opiate epidemic, and
Mm.
those are some real major issues. But if we have a drug that can treat a disease, which we've had for many years. We've had Ozempic, Manjaro, all of these things for many, many years. But now we are able to use it off label, microdose it, and we're noticing, we have studies that are showing that this is improving overall cardiovascular morbidity and mortality for everyone,
Right.
decreasing total body inflammation for everyone. Will we have the potential for people to abuse it? Absolutely. There are
Right.
ways that people can abuse anything. But look at this marvelous agent. We have now been able to take patients who would get gastric bypass, no longer need for gastric bypass. We can microdose and do this in a slow, healthy way to motivate those patients who are metabolically stuck.
Mm.
Because there is,
Yeah,
something
you
as
get stuck.
decline. You're declining, your hormones are declining. And you are the perfect example. You are a
Hmm.
young woman, you were metabolically stuck.
Right.
And we used tools to help us to push you to change your lifestyle. And you
Right.
didn't have to do it forever,
I didn't. I
which
think
is
it was on like
amazing.
4 months or so, 4 or 5 months.
Tell everybody a
But
little bit because I
yeah,
think this is so
yeah.
important.
Well, so just a little bit about how I was experiencing it. So you knew that I had a pretty serious back injury. I have a bulging disc. It's still there, but I couldn't. I went from working out every day for an hour
Yeah.
to like not being able to walk up the stairs and to
Mhm.
not being able to work out at all. I couldn't even run. And I was big into running at the time. And then, of course, I'm an emotional eater. So I just was like
Yeah. So
eating,
many
eating,
people are.
eating.
You're not alone.
And
Yeah.
it just was like I was on this downfall and I was like just depressed. It sucked and stuck. That's a great way to say
Yeah.
it. And then, finally I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my pride aside.
Yeah.
I'm going to just say, this clearly seems to be working.
Yeah.
And I also heard you multiple times. Like I came and saw you speak multiple times. You spoke at the chamber and I was like, I trust this woman. I trust what
Oh,
she's
thank you.
saying. And you made sense for
Yeah.
me, which
Thank
is
you.
honestly.
It's really a collaborative effort, and I
Mhm.
think when people feel like that confidence, like you're seeing the scale moving
Mhm.
down, plus you were doing all the healthy things,
I was,
Kiana.
yeah, that was the hard
You were
part, yeah.
working your butt off. You were eating clean. It's not cheating is when you're doing that and every day you're not making the effort.
Mhm.
That's cheating in my book.
Right.
But if you can use a tool to aid performance and
Mhm.
optimize your overall health, I don't
Then
think
you
that's cheating.
right.
And you actually felt more depuffed,
I did.
less
Oh my
inflamed.
gosh, yeah. The
And we
bloating was a
did
total real thing.
baby, baby, baby dose. This is why the compounded medications, and there's a lot of stigma also around those, are excellent
Mm,
because it's the same molecular structure. They're not your brand names like Ozempic.
right.
It's tirzepatide,
Mhm.
Monjaro. But the beautiful part about that is you don't have to do the actual full dose. We
Yeah.
can microdose. We never got to full dose with you.
Yeah.
We microdosed the whole way. You had a touch.
Yeah.
So in a way, I almost feel like we pushed your metabolism over and you did all the work.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's the reality. You don't get to looking like this and maintaining. You hear about all the people that I gained all the weight back
Yeah.
because the lifestyle didn't
You didn't change
change.
your lifestyle at
The
that point.
lifestyle didn't change.
Right.
So it helped you and you had an injury and you were stuck. And now there is so much more data coming out on the connection between what your cellular health is and your emotional and mental state. It's so connected
Mm,
and it's like a catch 22. If you don't feel good in the mind, your body will be worse.
right.
So if you're starting to see the scale, there are hormones, neurotransmitters that the serotonin, the dopamine, it's like, oh, the scale's going down.
Mhm.
Okay, today I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to move. I'm going to walk.
Right.
It's all about movement. It doesn't have to be you going from not working out to lifting 20 to 30 pounds,
Right,
right?
exactly.
Baby
Everybody shoots it
steps.
to such an extreme. It's
Yeah.
really just like find those things that fit to your schedule. Like, for me, it was like I'm up at 5 a.m. I work out in the morning.
You're
Like
so
I'm
disciplined.
I'm
I
just
love
like
it.
because I know though that if I
If you don't,
don't,
you'll miss it.
I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah.
So it's like I'd rather go to bed at 8:30
Yeah.
and 9
Yeah.
o'clock. And so I know that
Same.
I can get up early. And you're the same way. You're a morning workout person too,
Same. Yep.
because your day just gets away from you. And like by the time, even if you did have a couple hours after
Yeah.
work, you're mentally drained, you're
Exhausted. Yeah.
exhausted, and
You
you
want to
just you
rest.
just want to rest.
Yeah.
So it's like for me, it's like if it doesn't happen in the morning, it's not
It doesn't
happening.
happen.
Yeah.
And it's so good to have that routine. And just like you
Hmm.
and I, because we're the same, I have patients that are like, I can only work out in the evening, and it
Hmm.
works for
It
them.
works for them.
If it works for you, great.
Right.
And sometimes it's good for people like us to also change up
Oh
your
yeah.
routine. So, like on the weekends, maybe I'll get a later workout
Hmm.
in because your body tends to kind of also become assimilated into routine.
Right. And get used to it.
Yeah, so it's nice to change up your workouts, do
Hmm.
different things. I love attending classes
Oh,
because
classes are so
you
fun.
learn so much
Yeah.
from, different
They also kick your
instructors.
butt. Like
They
some of
kick your
those
butt,
coaches, they're like,
holding you
keep
accountable.
going. You
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
Hold it
I
longer. I'm
love it.
like, my legs are literally shaking.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I love it.
oh my goodness. Well, I appreciate just the honesty and truthfulness that you bring to this space because I think just in my own perspective and my experience, it was so hard to even get to that step.
Yeah.
And now it's just like I encourage everybody I
Yeah.
talk to that's if you're feeling that way, especially a lot of my girlfriends,
Yeah.
it's like, if they're not having kids and they're not in that stage of life, but they're in the same stage of life that I'm in and they're feeling the same thing. It's like I feel like
Mhm.
once we hit our 30s, we're like, okay, like I'm clearly not performing at peak level
Mhm.
that I was in
Mhm.
college and in high
Yeah.
school. And it's
Yeah.
weird for you. Like if you're so used to
Yeah.
being a certain way
Yeah.
and it stops. You're like,
I
"Oh my
know.
gosh, midlife crisis, and I'm
I
only
know.
30." Like, "Help,
I
help me,
know.
help me, help
I
me."
know.
So, I love that you brought that and your piece to the
Thank
table,
you. That makes me
and
feel really
oh,
good.
I'm serious,
Yeah.
truthfully, truthfully, truthfully. And even since then, it's like I've been able to maintain and feel just so much better,
That's awesome.
so
That
much
makes me
better.
feel so good. As we age, we have to age with our bodies.
Mm,
So we have to change what we're doing. What worked in your 20s
right.
won't work in your 30s. What's working now
Won't
won't
work when
work in
I'm
your
40.
40s.
I know.
And really pushing ourselves. And I think it's only getting better.
Right.
We are only being given more tools to
Mm.
really feel better. And I'm really excited for the future.
So when you think about your name, like Stay Young,
Yeah.
and just the wellness institute of it, whether it's you're young or you're aging or you're in that season of life, what does Stay Young really mean to you?
Stay Young, when I was thinking of the name, first of all, Stay Young was just a Peloton. Dr. Stay Young was a Peloton name like
That's
during
fantastic.
COVID. It's like, I need to come up with a quick name. All right, Stay Young. Because I was into health and
Yeah.
longevity, right? And then it became really catchy. And, people were like, Dr. Stay Young. And I'm like, yeah, I've really reflected on what that means to me. Age is just a number,
Mm,
and staying young, you can be young, you can stay young at 80.
right.
So I felt like it was a universal word or two words that
Mhm.
together that could resonate with everybody. Everyone wants to stay young.
Right.
We are all in search for feeling good, but not just your lifespan, but your health span,
Mm,
right? So you want the quality in your years.
Right.
So that's really what staying young is about, is being the best version of yourself at any age.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Well, as we wrap up, I always finish my interviews with rapid fire questions.
Ooh,
so
okay.
just the first thing that comes to your mind. And I love it because it's fun and
let's do it.
It gets us
Keeps
to
me
know.
honest.
Oh yeah. It gets us, really to know you better.
Okay.
So okay, start over.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea? What's your go-to in the morning?
Tea, chai, every morning.
Hot or
I've
iced?
switched. Hot.
Okay. All right. Your favorite hidden gem in Palm Beach?
Lagulu.
Oh, so good.
The food is just that cheese souffle. I would do anything for that cheese souffle.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. What is one book that changed your life?
It is a book by Masaru Emoto called The Hidden Messages in Water.
Oh.
It is amazing. Short little cliff notes on it about how everything we verbalize really has the power to transform your environment. He talks about how even water crystals, the water you drink, if you verbalize positive words to it, they examine those water crystals under microscope. And when you verbalize negative words, those water crystals were broken.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a powerful book. I really highly recommend reading it.
Okay, good. That's on the list. And lastly, what is one piece of advice you would give to your younger self as you navigate life?
I think, I've heard so many people ask this question, and the answers are always so good and so common. And I would agree with everybody. Tell yourself that it's going to work out. No matter what happens, keep pushing, because we always live in that state of fear. Right. What I'm about to do next, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is the future going to be positive? Is this new adventure I'm about to take on, is this going to work out? And tell yourself yes, because everything I have put my mind to and focused on accomplishing to date, I have accomplished.
That's so good.
Yeah. So I would just...
Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
I would just say, keep going. Keep pushing.
Well, Dr. Farooqi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun. Is this already over?
Oh, yeah. We're done.
All right, you got to have me back.
Quick.
Thank you for having me.